Hi, so I thought I would answer some questions that you may have. When I normally do classes, people get to ask those questions during the practice. But of course, when you're practicing at home, you might have these questions and I can't answer them in the moment. So I thought, well, let me think about questions that I normally get and I will answer those for you. But what I would invite you to do is either write questions at the bottom of the videos on YouTube, or you can write to me at stretchyogauk@gmail.com and I can answer those for you and hopefully add a few more of these videos answering questions. So here we go. Okay, so I often get asked, why do we breathe in and out through the nose and not the mouth? I know it differs in different practices. Pilates has a different approach, and sports generally we tend to breathe in and out through our mouth because it is easier and quicker if we're short of breath. But with yoga, with the breathing in and out through the nose, it is to sort of moderate the breath and to keep it nice and slow and steady. But it's also a way, as you breathe in through the nose, is to warm the breath as it works its way into your body. So it's nice and warm as it's in our lungs. We're not using cold air and shocking ourselves too much. And on the out breath, again, just enables you to just keep it nice and steady so you can really maximize your breathing and awareness that you have. Okay, so another question I often get asked, why at the end of relaxation do we roll onto our right side? Now I know some people may say it's the rebirth of whatever, I don't know. Different approaches entirely, but if you're coming at it more from a physiological type of perspective, like I tend to like to know the sort of science behind it, we could say. It's because once you're calm, your heart rate tends to drop. You've really slowed your body down a bit. By rolling onto the right side, we're not putting any unnecessary pressure on our heart before we make our way up. Okay, so another question, why do I refer to shavasana as opposed to shavasana? I know a lot of Western yoga teachers tend to add the A on the end, and the history behind that is from when the original people from the US or the UK went over to India to learn how to teach yoga or how to practice yoga. And depending on where you are in India, they have different pronunciations. So when the original people went over, they went to an area of India where they added an A onto the end, so asana. Whereas I taught, I didn't teach, I got taught, I was learning yoga in Khajuraho, which is fairly central in India, and they don't add the A on to the end for their regional dialect. So I was taught asan. So yeah, that's why I say the word teacher and refer to the poses without an A on the end. So it's just a regional dialect thing. Okay, so some of you may be wondering why, if you've practiced yoga elsewhere, some of the poses I do are different. So maybe my sun salutation is different to how you've practiced it before. And that is purely down to who's your teacher, who taught them, and what they've learned along the way. So as you can imagine, there's so many different strains of yoga. I mean, I teach hatha or hat yoga, and that is the core of all the others. But I was taught by people in India, and that was the way that they do sun salutation, for example. So that's what I bring to you. Another teacher you've been to may have learned somewhere else, and they've picked up a different style as well. So there's no right or wrong in any of this. It's just teacher preference and where they learn and how they learn. If you're wondering about why I make up the names of some of the poses, in my opinion, why not? Why not just keep it fun, keep it personal? That's my approach. That's the way I like to teach. And to me, it does look a lot more like a stick insect when you do that pose. And I also think king penguin, yeah, it looks like a king penguin. It's just my personality and the way that I bring that to my teaching. So yeah, that's all there is to it. So as I've said, hopefully that answers some of your questions, but if there's any others, please let me know, and I would love to add to this video with more answers for you. Thank you.